You know, Wanji, I've been thinking last few days, what would it be like, to have like Kenyan clubs, more or less, play against other clubs from East Africa, and then you find out who's going to have the bragging rights. Is it going to be Gor Mahia? Is it going to be Simba? I just absolutely would love to know.
So I've got the tea for you. I'm excited that you're bringing this up because I know you're going to be hype about what's coming up on this show. And you know who else is going to be hype?
Yep.
Those Gor fans, because I know they go crazy. Welcome to yet another episode of Sports Central. By now, you know this is the show that gives you your weekly fix of sports action. So let's get it.
Absolutely. Sports action coming your way from several different fields of your favorite games. So hey, make sure you don't move a muscle. We're your hosts, Mike Mondo.
And I'm Wanjira Longauer. I know what you're thinking already. What do we have on the show?
Well, we get to kick it with the Kenya team basketball captain and Corp Bank point guard Joseph Kaemba as he shares inspiration for his favorite sport.
And I've seriously been noticing a trend here in the 254. We're all about the martial arts. Well, we got to kick it quite literally with some Taekwondo as we watched the inter-service competition, the first, and it was hosted by Kenya Police.
And taking the sport to the next level, it's all about the Kenya Table Tennis Association and visiting coach Martin Adomit from Germany as he shares different aspects in the field of coaching and how to impact the next generation of players. With the very first edition of the SportPesa Super Cup around the corner, we get to hear more about this tournament that sets to compare Kenya's best against Tanzania's.
We would like to bring back the glory days of the Kenyan and Tanzania football.
Tuna heshima na kuona fahari kuwakaribisha wapenda mpira wa East Africa, watangazia kuwa kutakuwa na mashindano ambayo tunaita SportPesa Super Cup.
The SportPesa Super Cup will be conducted from June 5th to June 11th, whereby we will be holding a tournament in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The winners will play a big EPL team to be confirmed in the month of July.
Kenya will be represented by Gor Mahia FC, FC Leopards, Nakuru All-Stars and Tusker FC, while Tanzania, on the other hand, will be represented by Simba FC, Yanga FC, Singida United and Jangombe Boys.
The thoughts about the SportPesa Super Cup is a good initiative for the players and for the teams that are going to participate there in Tanzania.
It encourages more players to get used to the neighboring countries.
We are going out there to showcase our talent.
I think it's a great gesture from our sponsors and a good motivation.
Yani tunauhakika ile kombe tutalichukua, tutalipeka Singida na wananchi wa Singida watafurahia.
Jangombe Boys tumejiandaa vizuri, timu ambayo yenye vipaji vizuri ili waone mchezo huu jinsi gani ndivyokuwa tunacheza vizuri na tunauweza.
We are hungry for trophies.
Mashindano haya ambayo yatakuwa ni kati ya timu ngumu zaidi yatawezesha hizi timu ziweze kuonyesha uwezo wao. Ni nani mwamba katika soka kwa kupitia mashindano haya.
We hope to draw out the best talent in football through this tournament and continue promoting sports development across East Africa.
Mashindano haya yameruhusiwa na Tanzania Football Federation kwa upande wa Tanzania na hali kadhalika Football Kenya Federation nayo vile vile imeruhusu. Hizi federation zetu mbili zitafanya kazi pamoja katika kuhakikisha mashindano haya yanasimamiwa na hata refereeing itafanyika kwa ustadi mkubwa sana. Na kwa hali hiyo Tanzania inachukua pride, inachukua heshima kualika ndugu zao wa Kenya kuja kushindana katika ardhi ya Tanzania ili miamba wa Kenya na miamba wa Tanzania watimue vumbi tuweze kuona nani atakuwa bingwa wa mashindano haya.
Kitu ambacho naahidi mashabiki na wapenzi wa Simba kwamba katika haya mashindano waje kwa wingi, wajitokeze ili tuweze kuchukua hilo kombe.
To our football fans, please come out in large numbers and support your teams.
And I'm assuring you, we won't disappoint you.
For our first story, Sports Central decided to catch up, or maybe I should say link up, with one of the country's top point guards. I'm talking about Joseph Kaemba.
Yes, and apart from being the Coop Bank point guard, he is also the Kenya national team basketball captain, and he shares how he'd love to impact the sport on and off the pitch.
My name is Joseph Hayamba Situma. I play point guard for Coop Bank and for the national team, and I play basketball. My role is to get the national team, everyone focused, everyone prepared. Whenever we go, we come together for a tournament. I have to ensure no one lacks anything, and I have to make sure that all arrangements are being made and being met as quickly as possible, so to ensure preparation for the national team is good. I started playing basketball because of my dad. My dad was my main inspiration back then because he was a coach. So I normally used to attend some of his practices with the school team back then. And every day since I was the ball boy of the team, my dad always encouraged me to take about 10 shots before I get on home. So that's how I fell in love with the sport. Getting called for the national team the first time, it's normally about pride and honor when you're called to represent the national team. That was way back in about, I think, 2013. That was after my first year in the Premier League, and then I got called, so I was a rookie in 2013. The second championship we ever won with Cooperative Bank against KPA, that will definitely be something I really cherish, and also being named team captain of the national team. For Coop Bank, what sets it apart is it's just our normal culture. We try and differentiate ourselves from other teams out here by being more than friends to each other in the team, coaches and staff. Like, interacting with everyone is easy, even cascading upwards to leadership. It's always easy. Apart from basketball right now, currently working for NSSF. I think this is my 4th or 5th year. Other than that, I'm exploring ways and trying to set up a sports academy and an agency as well. We're just trying to come up with a mechanism of getting sports and education together and making people prosper in both. Basketball in the country is not getting as much visibility as it should. Okay? Because one thing, many corporations and sponsors have pulled out from the game of basketball, okay? Because of various reasons. But I think right now it's high time, instead of every stakeholder always complaining about the other one, I think it's high time all stakeholders came together, just pull in all our resources, just pull in all our strengths and get basketball to where it was. For basketball as an industry right now, everyone just has to pull their heads together, just come up together. We say, this is the direction we are going. Win or lose, this is what we'll keep on doing. It becomes part of our character, it becomes our identity. To everyone watching Sports Center today, and is a fan of the sport, fan of basketball, plays basketball, has played before, I'd like to tell you one thing: come back and support basketball. Let's take basketball to greater heights. We can even make it big, the biggest sport in Kenya right now, and it's up to us guys to just come together and do it.
He seems like a very talented player. Reminds me of the good old days when I used to play basketball, but hey, it looks good.
We're still going to those good old days.
Good old days. Man.
You know what I can't wait for? When we get to battle the giants like Angola.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be so awesome. Well, speaking of awesome, Sports Central does need to take a quick break. However, don't even think about going anywhere, because when we come back, Taekwondo and table tennis up next.
Welcome back, and just in case you are joining us, you're watching Sports Central, the show that guarantees your weekly fix of sports action.
Well, we actually got to get up close and personal with the first ever inter-service Taekwondo championship, pitching Kenya Police, Kenya Prisons, KDF, and the National Youth Service. Have a closer look.
We sat down with the representative from the rest of the forces, that is Kenya forces, youth service and prisons, and we actually agreed that we come up with a league. So we are the ones who started it today, and we shall be going to National Youth Service, that is come July, and then after that we shall be going to prisons, that is Ruiru, and then last we shall close the season by going to the KDF. We are trying to bring the four services together. It's just about harmonization. We'd like to come together and nurture talent of the players that we have in the team. Because owing to the wrangles that are ongoing currently, we see that the talent of the players are being affected. So we as the discipline services, we don't want to go into those politics. So we like to have a time by nurturing the talents of our service men.
The Inter-Services Taekwondo League, it's a very, very, very bright idea because you see there are some issues in Taekwondo, politics outside there, but when you come to the discipline forces, as the word itself says, discipline. So we are starting a league which is very well managed. There's no complaints. If you win your match, you're given your match. So it's something which is going to grow and get very big.
Taekwondo is a discipline sport. So when you join the Taekwondo fraternity, this is where you have that discipline, the inbuilt discipline, then it's a good game.
I joined it while I was in high school, but I was not so serious. Then after I joined police, that's when I became so serious with it. After I realized it's an international game, it's a sport. I thought it's just about fighting, but when I realized how important it is, what it means, Taekwondo is more of a sport.
To join Taekwondo, you have to maintain your discipline. It is a discipline sport. This is not war. We are doing sport. So when they want to, when they have that urge in them to come, it's also kind of a calling because most of us don't like to be hit. So they tend to shy off from Taekwondo. So be flexible, relax, just come, and you will be taught.
Great idea there to harmonize, sports between discipline services, especially Taekwondo, man, doesn't look like an easy sport.
No, it's definitely not easy. We can agree there, and we can also agree that some high-flying kicks will definitely bring harmony. Well, table tennis is certainly up next, and you have a lot to look forward to because we got to meet up with the Kenya Table Tennis Association as they had a workshop which was conducted by visiting coach Martin Aldomet from Germany. Check this out.
Table tennis is unbelievable much rotation sometimes inside, and you cannot see it from outside if you don't know the sport exactly. But we want to do one longer project for eight weeks, but in different cities of Kenya to develop. And I can now a little bit see what is necessary to do. And I feel it's different things. One is the thing of the knowledge of the coaches, to get more coaches. They have high knowledges, they have sometimes more ideas. And the second thing is, you tell me too that and many places are practicing table tennis. What I think we need in the structure something that they work together for the best players.
I play table tennis, but now I want to go more into coaching table tennis, so that's why I'm here. That's why I've been here for the last 1.5 weeks, trying to get new skills and tactics and techniques from the German coach who is in the country.
These technical elements are really, they're important for sure. To know it if you want to develop players. Yeah, and to give knowledges for the player if they can, that they can play tactical good. From my experience, I was in some countries in Africa to make table tennis practice and to discuss or coach players from Africa. They are normally really good in techniques, they are good. They are good in the most part of the physics, but they are not really good in tactics. They are playing, they are fun to play, but looking like sometimes for the small elements to play more successful, they are not used to do it.
The mistakes you see on the table that you're supposed to correct, you get to know how to correct it.
One of the best advice now, with a new technique, it's possible to look a lot of international table tennis in the internet. If there's a big championship, like World Championships end of the month, you can look now by internet. And you can look, and I think the coaches have to look, and they have to advise the players they look. How is the best table tennis? Because from observe you can learn a lot. And then you have to think. And for me the second thing is to discuss with other coaches over development. What we can do, to work together, what we can do, to find solutions together. That is for me one important step.
The way we train is different from a game. So we need to train more in line with how the game plays. The game is played. One. Two, there are some tactics that we didn't know earlier, like how to play against, long pimpled players or short pimpled players, and how the spins come in different ways. So those are the different techniques that I've learned that I would like to instill in the players.
Well, I guess with that table tennis action, it is time for us to wrap it up on Sports Central. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Absolutely. And don't forget, of course, that if you want to see us, you don't have to wait until next week. As a matter of fact, just pay attention to all that social media that keeps scrolling across your screen and follow. You'll always be in the know. Massive shout out to Martin Mutisia, who's on the timeline and saying that he really, really adores the show, especially the martial arts bits. I'm with you.
Well, big up yourself, Martin. And this is quite the surprise for you. If you're a Manchester United fan, you must remember Paul Ince. Well, he paid a visit to the Kenya Rugby Sevens team during their last leg in England.
Have a tiebreaker. One, go!
Wow, this was quite an occasion. I wish I was there to just shake his hand. But speaking of rugby, also don't forget this weekend, the first test match for Kenya against Germany. Come on through and support Team Kenya.
Mike always gives me good news that gets me excited as well. All right, well, with all that covered, I think it's also important to talk about some other exciting news. Big up to Sport Pesa for bagging 2 major awards at the 2017 Discovery Sport Industry Awards, namely Best African Sponsorship and Pan-African Campaign of the Year.
Best African Sponsorship. Barclays Premier League, switch to better. Safaricom. Safaricom Marathon 2016. Sport Pesa. Harambee Starlets. Sport Pesa. Harambee Stars. Sport Pesa. Sport Pesa Super 8 League.
And the winner is Sport Pesa Super 8 League.
Pan-African Campaign of the Year. Barclays Premier League switch to better. Sport Pesa, made of winners.
And the winner is Sport Pesa, made of winners.
Well, with that said, big felicitaciones y until next time,
keep it Sports Central.